Hello everyone, CMeeCraft here, and welcome back to our Let's Play of Fire Emblem. I'll be up front right here. This is actually my second attempt of this map. The previous one... Oh, you can see inventory on the screen. Did not know that. Anyways, my initial attempt ended up ending in failure with Marth getting killed after like an hour and 45 minutes in, so I figured instead of wasting y'all's time with that, I would just skip right ahead to now this my second attempt at it. Now, I have learned some stuff, and yeah. And one of the things I learned is I brought a pretty terrible team with me last time, so obviously I want to avoid doing that. One thing I will note about this map, there's a couple factors that ended up playing into what ended up being bad for me before. Firstly is huge quantity here of cavalry archers. And I had brought like 3 flying units, which obviously are not good against archers of any type, certainly not cavalry archers. And so that meant I had like 3 units that were essentially just standing around the whole time, which wasn't great. Now that being said, that wasn't actually insurmountable, and I was able to use them quite strategically to pick people off and kind of have them just hang out in the water until they were needed. What really killed it was there were 2 factors, which was these guys. They're so fast that they were tearing through the units I had brought as like my defensive units, Drog and another armored dude like Mycelin or something. They had decent enough defense, taking like 8 damage, or somewhere thereabouts per hit, which isn't bad. But the issue is when you're then taking 2 hits per turn on the defense from the enemy getting a follow-up attack, that's actually quite awful, so yeah. And then this was really what sunk it, was these 4 forts here, which produced a seemingly endless stream of cavaliers, cavalry archers, and even paladins. Had I just been facing these guys on the map, we would have been perfectly fine. However, I swear, I think there was at least 3 distinct waves of troops that I ended up facing before Marth ended up falling, and honestly, I couldn't even see an end in sight. So, that being said, we need to, obviously, with our picks of units, make better choices than I did before. And the question is, how do we do that? And part of me is thinking, don't even bother with like a Mycelin, just because he's not very good, as it turns out. And Mycelin, with his stats, actually, he can be killed by a single attack from, by a single attack, I mean attack with a follow-up, by one of these cavaliers. So obviously he's not very good to have here. Drog, I might be persuaded to bring Drog, but even he's not very good, is the thing. The only saving grace he has is he has more health. So, which is something, but it's not much. And now, I know what you're thinking. I just said that flying units were a big problem before, and here I am bringing a bunch of flying units. However, I've got an actual strategy for these guys, which is... perhaps we can take the flying units over here and just claim these forts before reinforcements arrive from them. So that's the idea with that. Now, obviously, there is an archer here, so we would need to be careful, but I think we should be able to work around that somehow. I hope, at least. We can bring Cord as well. And Caesar. Yeah. Lena, definitely. We need our support units, that's for sure. And... who of the rest of these do I want? I feel like, well... Linda's pretty good. I didn't end up using my mages when I brought them last time, though, so honestly, I don't think we bring the mages. I think... we'll bring Drog. Hope... well... we'll bring Drog, yes. And hopefully this crew works out. Chapter 18, the Sable Order. To obtain the Light Sphere and the Star Sphere for Goto, Marth and his army must enter Ramen. But waiting for them at the Chiazamia Bridge is Grust's fearless Sable Order of Knights. These powerful knights block Marth's path forward. The stage is set for battle. Indeed. Okay, so these guys are our first issue. Obviously, we've got to get to them first, though, which is fine. Now, of the people I've brought, who needs, like, stuff? Samson will want to give some stuff, too, because he's only got a silver sword, it only has 8, that's not much durability left. Caesar only has an iron sword, we should probably kit him up a bit more, so, of course, Samson can't quite make it to the convoy, so is there anyone... maybe Barst? No, you can't move that far, never mind. Anyone else that would want some stuff? We got Mathis here, with some javelins, Rider's Bane, Lance, that's not bad. Cord should probably get some more stuff than just the axe. It's been a while since we've used some of these guys. This is going to be Able. Perfect, exactly what I want on the front lines. And actually, yes, this is a perfect front lines crew in my opinion. We've got Marth right here. We will actually have Marth go to the convoy, because I believe we've got a rapier here for him, which will be useful. Hopefully. Okay, you, Marth, are going to take a rapier. And is there anything else we'd want Marth to take? I don't know, I don't really know what a lot of this stuff does. Silver Sword wouldn't be terrible. We could give Marth a Draco Shield. I bet that helps his defense. We'll take it. And here's one thing to note. This is kind of a, like, sad way of looking at it, I guess is the term I'll use. But, Marth, if we're going to invest a bunch of resources in upping any unit's stats, it does kind of make sense for it to be Marth, just because, well, he's the one unit we have that is guaranteed to not die on us, so... or at least, if he does die, then it's game over anyways. So, like, we will always have Marth for as long as we have an army. So, he's reliable hands to put any bonuses and upgrades in. So that's my logic there. So we're going to bring this Pegasus Knight Brigade. And as I stated, their plan is primarily going to be to get down to those fortresses in the southwest as quickly as possible. Because, quite frankly, if we can occupy the forts, then we won't have to worry about reinforcements. And those reinforcements are, like, awful, at least from our perspective. So that is obviously something we want to avoid having to deal with too much. We also have so many units here that we would really like to grab some stuff from the convoy. I guess this is what happens when you're kind of on your onto your B team, as it were, since a lot of good units have died. I will not deny that fact, and it's sad, but you work with the army you've got, not the army you wish you had, and so that's where we stand. Okay, we've got some advancement from the Cavalier. Perfectly fine. So what we'll probably want to do is set up some form of defensive line sort of thing. I could see having like a Drog there, Able by his side, and I know I said that Drog's kind of slow and stuff and not great for this, but I don't think he can be killed even if he's doubled unless they get like a critical hit, which they're not going to be able to double him if he's using an Iron Sword. Or they aren't going to be able to attack him twice if he's got that Iron Sword, and we've got Able standing right next to him with a nice Steel Sword. There you go. So we've got these two holding out at the bridge. That is wonderful. In the meantime, Pegasus crew is going to start coming around and really just ignoring the bridges and stuff and just going straight down here to hopefully get to these forts before anything bad comes out of them. And just occupy them, really. Because, again, if we are in the forts, then the forts are not murdering us with their reinforcements. Or at least that is the idea behind the tactical maneuver. Okay, Marth. I guess we will see what the Draco Shield does. Hopefully it doesn't do some... I probably should have put away the Master Key. Anyways, Draco Shield, let's use it. Defense increased by 3. Good. If we want someone to have increased survivability, Marth is a decent enough guy to have it. Okay. Barst here. I believe one of his issues for us is he's not very fat. Well, he's got 2 issues, really. Issue number 1, he's not very accurate and he's not very fast. Which I think if we utilize, I believe I have one of these, where are you? There we go, a speed ring. That should hopefully get him to a point where maybe he at the very least isn't getting just like doubled all the time. I'd like to look at Caesar's stats. Okay. Honestly, they're not the worst in the world. He's usable. He's usable, that's for sure. And Mathis. Okay. We can make use of him, I think. Hopefully. For now, we'll just bring all these guys over here, and we're gonna hold this defensive line, and that's essentially our stratagem. And no, you're cord. Sorry. Didn't mean to confuse you with board. And now one thing worth noting, as I've kind of already touched on, we do have a lot of units here that are... Well, I mean, they were bench warmers, let's be honest. Some of these guys are people we picked up in, like, mission number 3 or 4 or something, and, we had better units at the time, never looked back, and now that the All-Stars are dead, we need to fill some seats, fill some positions. So a lot of these guys are somewhat underleveled. Okay, thank you, Drog. I hope he wasn't close to death there. Hardly an inspiring performance, but, you know, it happens. Yeah, I'm curious, why? Oh, did maybe that one guy have a, Did this guy have, like... Okay. Oh, these guys have armor slayers. That was very foolish of me to put Drog at the front lines of something like that. He would have been killed had... Oh, sheesh. I am terrible at this. I am sorry. Ah. Okay, so who wants to have finish these guys off? I'd probably not Drog. We can probably have him rest back here for now. Okay, so you are actually basically at full health. So I think it only makes sense to have Abel come over here and really give this guy the business. Then we're gonna have one of our younger, less experienced soldiers finish off the other guy. Okay, well, someone's gonna need to finish off this guy as well. Who do you want to do it? I'm going to say... So... How much damage are they doing to Abel? Like, 1? Okay, Abel has a defense of 12. So, if they're doing 1 damage to Abel... so they do, presumably then, 6 damage to Caesar on a single hit. Most they can do then is 12 in total. So, there we go, Caesar. Hopefully your Iron Sword is actually capable of dealing damage here. I didn't really check that, but, you know... I'm sure it'll be fine. At least I was right on the 6 damage calculation. Well, Caesar, thank you for your contribution. Okay, Wolf. We need this guy dead. It's non-negotiable. Okay, okay. Yeah, that's understandable. Wendell! Okay, I need some thunder rained upon that guy right there. He's only got 1 health. Please just obliterate him. Thank you. It should not take this many attacks to kill this guy. But here we are. Marth! You are the man for the job. You give me that rapier and destroy this knight. Thank you, Marth. 15 damage on the rapier. Well done. Okay, that's some good level up stats there for Marth. Okay, so you have 7 defense as well, and 6 speed. How does that... Like, Caesar's speed was actually pretty good at 12. So you are probably actually getting doubled. That's not good, but... Yeah, that's just flat out not good. Barst, come on over. We've got a war to fight, and you've got a speed ring to put on. Speed increased by 6. That's good, because he's slow, so it's... Any extra speed is good. Okay, Samson. Alright, so we're gonna grab another sword for him. Probably a steel sword if we've got it. And really... If that's a steel sword, wonderful. We'll also take another sword to probably give to Caesar. I think that makes sense at this point. Like maybe 11 sword might make sense. Silver sword, although I'm not convinced if Caesar is actually good enough to use a silver sword. Armor Slayer's not bad, although not particularly great on this map in particular. Alright, we'll grab the 11 sword. Granted, I'm not sure if Caesar can actually use the 11 sword either, but, you know. Cord only has an axe. Just a basic axe. Okay. Anyways, we are not going to stop this whole Pegasus Knight strategy. I think it's actually hopefully good. And for all I know, I might be sending my entire Pegasus Knight Corps to their deaths. Obviously, that would not be the desired effect, but it could happen. I'm not so full of myself as to think that disaster, it would be unable to strike. But obviously, you know, the goal is for it to not strike. Cord, can you make... Okay. Because, yeah, Cord is probably going to stop by the convoy. I'm going to keep Lena up with the rest of the group because she's slow. Guess Mathis is as good as anyone to have on the front lines. Which is to say, not very, but someone's got to do it. Okay, a whole lot of nothing from the enemy turn, which is fine, that's how I like it, honestly. Okay, strategy this round. Man, I wish I could get Martha on that fort. That'd be sweet. Abel can't get there either. I kind of do like the idea of just attracting the attention of the paladin and both sets of archers in a single turn. I think we can take it, especially if we're sending up like Martha and Abel. I think those two can definitely take whatever fire they'll be rained upon. We've got good defense. I mean, what's Martha's defense? 13, that's actually quite good, Even better than some of our armored units, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And the reason for this spacing in particular is... Yeah, I don't actually think I necessarily need Able to utilize the Javelin here. Oh, come to think of it, Able might actually be close enough to start getting attacked by these guys, too. Okay, good to know, It's... Let's, I mean, we've got to get the kind of crew over here. Drog. Yeah, we're gonna want you over here. Like, your defense is actually pretty good, so... You know. He's someone who wants. With the crew. Mathis is... I'll be honest, I don't really see much of a future in this combat scenario for Mathis and Caesar, but I'd rather have them here than not. And we've got to get Samson over here pretty quick, too. Samson's a good fighter. We want him in the fray and not back grabbing items. Okay, what do you need? So you've got an axe. At the very least, we'll want you to have a hammer. As well as... Grab a manual? I don't actually know what it does, but I think it might be useful in Caesar's hands. It might help with, like, weapon skill or something, which is something I think he could use some assistance with. Okay, yeah, Wendell. You're not going to be on the front lines per se, but pretty close. And we actually cannot afford to slow down with the Pegasus Knights. They are on a time crunch to get to these forts. Because, yeah, it's not going to take long for the enemy to start reinforcing, I don't think. So, we need these Pegasus Knights over the ocean and ready to occupy some forts. I don't think they're close enough to get there in one more turn, but in two they should make it. And actually this, I mean, we'll see what happens. it... Oh my gosh, I completely forgot that Jake existed. I'm sorry, Jake. Okay. Now, the big concern here is we might be in a situation where we've put too much... where Abel has gotten too much aggression on him, but he's pretty tough. I don't think it'll actually be that much of a problem, especially since the Paladin is opting to attack Marth here instead. Like, 4 damage is nothing. Dodges aren't great, but a critical hit, that makes up for it. Good job. Okay, now this guy's, I believe, has a javelin. We'll see how much damage he deals. 4 damage. Very manageable. I believe this guy also has a javelin? Okay, he's attacking Marth with a javelin. Marth has some great defense, 1 damage from the javelin. Not a problem. Okay, in retrospect, maybe it would have been a good idea to equip Abel with his javelins, but... yeah, live and learn and all that. Now, we are in this scenario here where Marth and Abel are getting targeted by a lot of attacks, but they're doing like 1 or 2 damage each, so they can really take this. The major concern is going to be this counterattack phase. Because there aren't that many of these guys that I'm actually confident can withstand an attack, is the thing. So ultimately, what we would like to happen here, I'm thinking if we can get like a Marth Abel defensive line right here at the head of this bridge, with this guy killed, and these 2 killed, I think that actually sets us up pretty well. And now, one thing I think would make sense is let's bring in, like, Mathis here. Actually, we might even bring him further south. If we bring in Mathis... well, it's tough. It's a tough decision to make, because it kind of depends on what I can make happen here. It makes sense to move people in over here and attack these archers if we can kill the archers. And if we can, like, block this area off. But we might not actually need to kill the archers. I mean, think about it. They're archers, so, like, if we, like, entirely surround them, which takes 5 bodies in this case, then they're unable to attack anyone outside of their typical archery. They won't be able to attack anyone unless they're standing in their range, since they won't be able to move. So I think a logical first move is going to be Marth right here, attacking with the rapier, and that guy that is kind of behind what we would want our front line to be. This is good. I'm happy so far with how this is turning out. Okay. Now, we definitely do have 5 bodies here. The question is, can we get them to where we need them? Lena, I mean, actually, yeah, Lena can make it to where we would need her. Caesar can't. Well, he can make it here. Okay. Wendell, if he can get to the... can't quite get to the middle. Mathis can. Of course, if we can manage to kill one of them, it doesn't really matter. Because then we only need the 4. So if we bring Mathis, like, here... and, like, we should have the firepower to kill, I'd imagine. At least one of them. That's Rider's Bane. Let's see how well you can do. I know he's only level 2, but he's got Rider's Bane. Dodge, okay. Disappointing, to say the least. Okay, can we bring, like, Wendell in? Like, if we can have... And Abel really should get healed. Okay, okay. New plan, new plan. Abel. Attack with the javelin at this archer. I don't think there's anything that archer can do this turn to kill you, which is good. There we go. Now we only have one archer to worry about. And this archer we actually definitely can surround. Very safely, too. So like we can, like, for example, bring a Caesar in right here. Attack with the Iron Sword. It's probably going to do nothing, but, you know, might as well give it a go. Hey, 3 damage! There we go, it's something. And a follow-up with a dodge, but that's okay. There we go, Caesar. You'll get there eventually. Hopefully. I'd like to bring in Wendell to heal Abel, because Abel's taking a bit of a beating here. Great. And as much as I want to, like, shoot the archer right now, I think it makes the most sense to just put Wolf right here and kind of just keep him imprisoned. Lena's gonna come on down. We may want to use her magic for something. We'll see. Drug. Now, we do want to make sure we're not accidentally just standing people idly in the range of the archer. That archer's pretty well trapped, so he can't really do anything without our permission at the moment. Which is wonderful, exactly where we want to be. But we do need to, you know, make note of the situation and act accordingly. Cord, come on down. Okay, now for the Pegasus Knights. Now, one thing we do want to... Because how far can they move? Move of 8. I think forts require like 2 movement though, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I guess we'll get them as close as we can. And one complication is, I think technically speaking... Actually, hold on, wait a second. This guy is actually pretty important. He's got a move of 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And see, that's the problem. We can't actually occupy this fort. Because... Or at least not easily, because this guy with the archery would come in and destroy our Pegasus Knights also. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Or 9. It's like... So essentially, we need to stay in this kind of, more like calm-looking waters area to stay outside of the archery range. Honestly, probably the best thing that could happen to us right now would be if, that archer were to decide to go up and try to attack either Marth or Abel this turn. That would actually probably be quite good for us. Speaking of which, how's Marth's health? Okay, it's at 21. That is acceptable in my book. Let's see what the enemy does. Now, the big thing we're really hoping for is we want the archer to move, and we want there to not be any reinforcements appearing in the fortresses this time. Alright, hold strong, Marth. You're doing great. do we get archery movement? I would love archery movement right now. Yes! Perfect. We have lured away the enemy soldier that is strong to our beloved Pegasus Knights, and now, the forts are their domain. Hopefully, at least. That was the plan. Ah, yes, Geta, there we go. Enjoy controlling the fortresses. Ketra, right there. Thank you. And we'll grab Pala. I prefer for Pala to be right next to Ketra, but we'll survive like this for now. Okay, worth noting with this bowman is, like, I mean, we can just kind of wail on him. There's no real reason not to. Now, over here on this side of things, I mean, we could make some serious moves. We could bring in Bars to try to kill this guy, for example. What I would prefer to do, though, I'd like to use Sable to attack via Steel Sword right there. Okay. Thank you, Abel. I would like to use Lena to heal Marth. Then Marth will attack the Paladin. Now, arguably, we're relying too much on just Marth and Abel right now, but they're really good, so... I mean, what else are we gonna do? And let's see if Barst is up to the task of destroying this archer. With a hammer. See, Barst's hit rate is kind of awful, as it turns out. I mean, technically speaking, we can do the exact same thing with this archer that we did to the other one, except I don't think we actually can technically. Well, we actually probably do have the range. Now, what do you have? You've got Rider's Bane. You've got Killing Edge. I would... I'd like to kill this archer. But who's up to the task? He's not really doing that much harm, so we might just leave him alive for now. How much defense do you have? 9? And your defense is 8, so arguably Wolf would be better to have up there. I think, does Wolf even have better speed? Speed 11 compared to Barst's speed 16, that's actually pretty good. Well, let's at least give Caesar here his 11 sword. We'll see how he handles that responsibility. Can he even use it? Nope. Okay. Oh, and you guys, Cord, we'll want you down here at some point, probably. Okay, this may be a bad idea. And if it is, so be it, but Wendell, going down here, I'll fire this guy. 9 damage. Another 9 damage, okay. Yeah, if only Barst had attacked with literally a single strike. I'm not too confident about that formation we've got there, but it's what we've got, so I guess that's what we're going with. I could bring Wolf around to try to, like, do some stuff. But I don't want to send the archer to the front lines, so yeah, we're not doing that. Caesar! Actually, you know what? We'll have Drog do this. Nope, not in the fort, Drog. I need you. Right there. You're gonna help us attack with a silver lance, this archer. Do some good work for me, Drog. 12 damage, that's not bad. Follow-ups would have been better, though. Oh well. And Caesar! I just realized Samson is standing exactly in the line of fire for that archer. Probably not going to be all too bad or impactful, but obviously it's not ideal. We can almost surely kill this archer with Caesar next turn, though. So that's one good thing. And I guess we could always attack with this guy. Try using a regular lance. Who knows? Maybe we'll get a critical hit and kill him somehow. Mathis? Wait, what? So just to be clear, the regular lance was better against the cavalry archer than the Rider's Bane. What? Okay, that is not what I was anticipating, but I guess that's how it is. I'm worried about this turn. Okay, so you're attacking Keda. Okay, good job, Keda. And Keda's almost certainly going to be getting the follow-ups, because her speed is amazing. Great. And honestly, we'll probably just finish him off next turn. I think that's sensible. Oh, they split their forces. Wonderful, wonderful. Exactly what I wanted to see. This guy's using Rider's Bane against a bishop. Sure. Good luck with that. Huh. Okay, and the archer goes back to the fort. Yeah, I see no real reason not to use Keda to just finish this guy off. Steel sword it is. Okay. And if we can get a dodge... Yeah, dodge would have been better, but okay. We're fine. We're cool. No, not you dodging. Keda dodging. Very different. Okay, Paula, if you could finish him off, that would be great. Thank you, Paula. Hopefully some enemies don't just randomly spawn inside the forts next turn. That would not be good. Well, they're unattended. Anyways, the Flying Brigade, they're doing pretty well. Pegasus Knights doing us proud, like they tend to do. How much, 7 health left. These guys have defense of 10 as compared to the archers, which have a defense of 6. Okay. Good to know. Let's get Samson to finish this guy off. He hasn't gotten much action yet. I look forward to seeing what he can do. Well done, well done. Okay, so we're actually pretty close to the end here. I guess we could send someone to town if we want to buy some stuff, which we very well might. Who would make sense to send? I mean, someone fast, ideally, who doesn't have a bunch of stuff that they're already holding. Or we could just forgo it, potentially. There might be some good stuff there, so... Here's what we're going to do. Mathis, you are going to trade your javelin to Abel. He'll probably be able to make better use of it than you could. And then next turn, you're heading to town to buy some stuff. As for the rest of you, we'll get... let's just take a look at these guys. We've got some Rider's Bane, Rider's Bane, Rider's Bane, a steel bow, and a steel bow. So how far can you get? Probably, what, 9? Yep, move 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Did I count that right? Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so if we put Marth right here, and Abel right here, I think I can feel pretty good about that defensive line. We'll keep Lena around. She'll likely be useful. And actually... part of me wants to use the staff to warp someone over to the Pegasus Knights to keep them helpful. And that someone is going to be Barst. You can maintain this fort right here, next to Katria. Because occupying the forts, I believe, makes it so enemies don't, like, spawn there. Which we would like to avoid enemies spawning in forts, for obvious reasons. Actually, I see no reason not to put Wolf just directly behind Abel here. Drog, come along. You might make for a decent front linesman at some point yet. We'll see. And let's not forget about these two there. On their way. Cord. Actually, Cord, didn't I want you to give this to Caesar, I believe? Don't know exactly what it does, but I think Caesar could make use of it. Is Caesar's inventory full? Yes. Well then, we will work on that next turn. Okay. That should do it. End turn. What will the enemy do? So curious to find out. I was not expecting the Paladin to attack Marth, I will admit. I was not expecting that. But I'm not too concerned. Alright. So I think part of what we've learned here is you can't be overly fearful and overly cautious. Fortify, okay. Man, Martha's invincible. Probably should be careful with thoughts like that, but you know what? He's doing pretty well for himself. And this secures our dominance over these forts here. We're not going to have any trouble out of them now. Okay, Caesar. If if you could please trade your vulnerary to Cord here. Thank you. And now, Cord, you are going to trade your manual with Caesar. Good job. Mathis, come on over. You're going into town. Got some items we'll probably want to purchase, and you will be the one to do it. Alright, let's make this happen. We'll get Samson down here. He's a good guy. It's an honor to have him on the team. Though he does remind me of Agma, which is sad. Man. I still regret basically everything about the Battle of Altea. It did not go well. Actually, wait a minute, why not go in the forest? Gives a slight defensive bonus. But it is for our fallen comrades that it's, you know, in vengeance of them that we must succeed. But we must continue to press on and actually fulfill our purpose and task. I wonder if, can Drog even make it? He could if Samson wasn't standing right there. I wouldn't be opposed. Well, actually I would be opposed, because magic doesn't scale in the same way as the other stuff. So I guess Able. You're an able-bodied individual. I believe you can take out this archer. $16 damage. Our lance is just a lot better than I thought they were. I thought they were like a trash, I thought they were like a trash tier starter weapon. But they actually seem to be like really good. And I'm confused how I had such a mischaracterization of them in my mind. Don't know. Certainly something I should rectify, though. Oh, let's not forget about Jake. He will see combat eventually. Probably. What's the enemy doing? Okay, this is unsurprising. Now you've got Rider's Bane. Rider's Bane is always terrible when I use it, so I'm pretty sure we'll be fine here. Okay, so apparently Rider's Bane is one of those things that's only terrible when I use it. Luckily, Able is a very able-bodied individual, and therefore is perfectly fine at present. So long as he doesn't take, like, a bunch of them, he'll be fine, but always disconcerting to see it's so effective against your units, when basic lances seem to be better whenever you do stuff. Nice work, Marth. Man, rapiers are pretty good. These guys are fine over here. They're just gonna keep on holding the forts. Not a problem with that. Okay, Mathis, what have we got in town? Yeah, I could go for a rapier. I could definitely go for a rapier. They're very useful. I could probably also go for, not a Rider's Bane, but a Silver Lance, maybe? Alright, good job shopping, keep it up. Alright, Caesar, I guess we're about to see what a manual does. Manuel. Use it. Or lose it. Weapon level increased by 5, which should... Yes, now he can use 11 swords. Wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. That is something I'm very happy to see. Okay, we actually don't have that many units to tear through here. We've just got a couple of dudes with Rider's Bane, which means probably won't have Abel leading the charge, but that's fine. Leave it mostly to, you know, Samson and Marth and the like. There, Martha. Well, actually, let's give Samson the hits. Right there. We'll go for this. Nah, we don't. It's not urgent. We don't need the silver sword. We'll go for this. That's still the silver sword. We're going for the steel sword. Okay. There we go. Say silver sword not required. Okay, and I guess then we'll have Marth just kind of hide in the bushes here, ready to take an attack. We'll have Abel station himself in the fort. Lena will be just kind of around, ready to heal if necessary. We'll have Wolf available for support. And we're getting pretty close to what is likely going to be the end of this mission. And honestly, it's going so smoothly this time, I kind of feel embarrassed I failed this before. Like, this is going very well. I mean, obviously that's what typically is going to be said right before you end up losing everything, but well, we'll be fine. Hopefully, at least. No damage. You love to see it. Martha's become really quite a good unit. Well done, Marth. Thank you. More strength, more skill, more defense. Oh, Marth. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Your contributions are already so immense, but yet you just continue to increase them. We truly do not deserve you. Okay, I guess we're gonna get ready for this guy. What's he got? Strength of 10? It's not bad. Defense 11. And he certainly seems at least formidable. We'll see how formidable exactly when we challenge him probably next turn. What is his weapon he has equipped? Silver Lance. Okay, worth noting. That's actually a pretty good lance. Pretty good weapon. Of course, we can equal it. Now, you may be wondering, why am I putting Abel right next to a curate, and yet I'm waiting? Well, that is because I want some of the less good units to get a chance at killing some stuff, and a curate seems like a pretty nice... Wait, what the... Oh, okay, that's what the... Okay. I did not have a unit selected, that is what was going on there. It's like, wait a minute. You're not a flying unit, you're not supposed to be able to go through the river like that. Well, turns out when you're just picking who to select, you can go wherever you want. Okay, now what's the worst thing that could happen here on this last couple turns that could, like, completely derail us? Because whatever it is, we should be ready for it, because it's gonna happen. I say that jokingly, but also, like not. Like, very seriously, something very awful could very well happen, and we need to be ready for it. Right, I guess forts could spew out some dudes, so if we ever have the ability to, we should probably occupy the forts. And the flying units are doing a pretty good job at that, so I'm not concerned. I think we forgot to move Mathis, didn't we? Grats. Okay, Mathis, you gotta drop your stuff off at the convoy. Because you can't use a rapier. Only Marth can use a rapier, obviously. Alright, we'll be storing some items. You know what? Store the Rider's Bane, because it's apparently worthless in your hands. And we'll be storing a rapier. Honestly, I'm gonna let Mathis keep the Silver Lance, because that might actually do some good in his hands. Alright, we're also going to take Caesar here, and let him have his way with the curate. Hopefully to the death. Okay, Caesar is officially pathetic. Alright, time to fight this guy. Like, there's no way he'll kill Marth, right? Marth's good. He's cool. Very cool, Marth. Well done. Sternlin was defeated. Oh, that was easy. He was holding Paladin's Honor. What is Paladin's Honor? I wonder if you can use that to upgrade a unit into a Paladin. We'll need to test that theory. With Able, of all people. Like, aside from that, what could it do? I'm not sure. And like I said, I could see it upgrading into a Paladin. That would be pretty sweet. Alternatively, I could see a scenario where it, I don't know. Now, does Able does not have any free space, so first we would need Able to pass off an item to someone, like, say, for example, Cord. Here, Cord, axe this curate, please. Okay, 8 damage, that's acceptable. More would have been nice, but you know, it's fine. Caesar, your turn. I'm curious how much damage you do with 11 sword, so let's do this. So you were doing like 3 or 4 damage before. How much with the 11 sword? 7. I think the 11 sword always does 7. I think it's like magic in that respect. Which actually means Caesar's a really good person to have it. Level 4. Okay, skill increased by 1. And HP increased. I won't lie, I'm not thrilled, but you know, it happens, I guess. Here, I would like for you to just real quickly land your javelin to Cord there. Great. And Marth is going to give you the good old Paladin's Honor. And in worst case scenario, we just give Able some like cool stats. And of all the stats, what stat would it? Not speed. I could see a scenario where maybe it's res. Although even that seems a bit far-fetched. Move, baby. Paladins are mounted typically. Let's look what's in the shop. Okay, so right there, that's just some standard like attack spells. Honestly, not that interesting. But in the other shop, I'd like to grab Amend and Recover. That way our, our support people can have some better healing spells at their disposal. That seems like a generally good thing. And I mean, I'll freely admit, we've basically won at this point. We're just doing a bit of fun busy work here. So, let's see what you got there. Paladin's Honor. Use it. Abel was promoted and became a paladin. Nicely done, Abel. Nicely done. Okay, Cord. Give the paladin his javelin back, please. It's only right. Mathis, I believe you've got some items to put in the convoy. We'll store some stuff. Some wonderful spells, recover. And we'll store Mend. That should do it. Okay, and with all that out of the way, Marth. Let's finish this. Let's go to that castle. Somehow we triumphed over Dollar's defenses, but the Fane of Ramen is also dangerous. It is said that a terrifying goddess waits within to incinerate all intruders. I do not wish to provoke her wrath, but we are in need of those orbs. Perhaps we should send a small force. Maybe then the Fane's guardian would not strike? Well, sounds like we're gonna be facing off against some sort of deity next time. I'm actually surprised at how smoothly things went this time, and, well, things are, of course, as always in Fire Emblem, to be continued. Goodbye.